Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about how Austin Butler resurrected Elvis. Let's get right into it. By statistics, there are an estimated 400,000 Elvis Presley impersonators who devote their lives to shimmying into rhinestone jumpsuits, slicking their hair back, and swiveling their hips. Perhaps no other person in human history has been as imitated and idolized as Elvis. How can a performer tasked with portraying Elvis make it feel real in the face of the king's omnipresence? After all, even footage of the actual man can feel uncanny, as if he too is yet another impersonator playing up the tropes. But there is one man that dares to live the dream on the big screen, and that is Austin Butler. If Elvis was a polite, handsome, and talented young interloper in the world of music, then Butler is a polite, handsome, and talented young interloper in the world of Elvis interpreters. For starters, he's tall, with a face that looks like it was ripped from a magazine and taped up in a locker, blue-green eyes, a lock of sandy blonde hair that falls over his brow, and lips that are so pillowy there could be memory foam. When he smiles, it's the most sincere smile you've ever seen. And if you happen to be in Austin Butler's vicinity, there's a 98% chance he's smiling right at you. Though he rose to prominence as a teen on Disney Channel's Hannah Montana and Nickelodeon's Zoe 101, the charismatic 30-year-old is set to skyrocket with his portrayal of Elvis Presley in director Baz Luhrmann's first feature in nearly a decade, Elvis. To be fair, everything is lovely and perfect for Butler. He progressed from a shy kid growing up in Orange County, California, to an upbeat adolescent journeyman working on Disney and Nickelodeon projects while hoping to break into something more serious. Little by little, it began to happen. When Butler was announced as Luhrmann's choice for the role of Elvis Presley, the idea of a blonde, former child actor inhabiting the world of Elvis Presley seemed as strange as a peanut butter and banana sandwich. However, both critics and the Presley family are praising Butler's performance. The early Oscar buzz is nice, but the actor is more concerned with the later opinions. He said, "I wanted to make Priscilla proud and do justice to her and her family." Butler, a Southern California native, appears to be as much of a surfer guy as the perfectly coiffed Presley in Blue Hawaii, but he describes the beach as a restorative space, a way to reconnect with nature and home, in the same way that Presley described Tennessee and Graceland. He said, "If I spend a couple days by the beach and then I come back, I feel like I'm so revitalized and much more present." Elvis Presley has been imitated and parodied countless times, from impersonators to Vegas wedding officiants. Since the late 1970s, filmmakers have fictionalized him, beginning with director John Carpenter and star Kurt Russell's 1979 TV movie Elvis. He's been the subject of documentaries and has appeared in over 30 films. As Tom Hanks, who co-stars in Luhrmann's film as Presley's duplicitous manager Colonel Tom Parker, puts it to EW, Elvis was a Hershey bar. He was as American as Coca-Cola. However, Elvis attempts to do something that none of the other films have done. It uses Presley as a prism through which to view American pop culture in a broader sense, while unpacking the performer's thorny relationship with race and cultural appropriation. The result is a startling portrait of a man eaten alive by fame, never veering into the bloated stereotype that frequently haunts depictions of his later Vegas years. Butler, who imbues Presley with humanity, soulfulness, and sex appeal that lends Elvis a potent electric charge, is responsible for much of the film's success with this approach. Faced with the daunting prospect of portraying Elvis across 3 decades, Butler set out to strip away everything that had come before. He said, "My big goal right from the beginning was not becoming a caricature of him." He then added, "There are so many people out there who have their own Elvis voice, and you realize that most of those are caricature. The way that they curl their lip, or they deepen their voice deeper than his voice ever was. For me, it was just trying to find out who he was as a man, to humanize him and connect to him on that level." By now, the story of how Luhrmann chose Butler has already started to codify into legend. As Luhrmann puts it, Butler found him, sending a tape of himself performing Unchained Melody. It wasn't easy, and Butler has clearly been shaken by his experience as Elvis, but the experience may ultimately be a grounding one. Despite the amount of time he's spent playing Presley, Butler says he still listens to the King's music for a pick-me-up. Elvis has made him feel more at ease in his own skin, and perhaps Butler isn't in any hurry to let Elvis go. Butler's magic trick is Elvis Presley, whether he believes it or not. That breathless sense of truth pervades every second of his performance, placing him alongside the likes of Brando and De Niro in terms of commitment. To put him simply, Elvis establishes him as an actor who can compete with his early idols. That's it for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss out on any future content we'll produce for you guys. We're signing off now, but we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.